This is the last of these videos, number 6, and this is just a few words about the instructions that I'm suggesting you use and the edgings, the patterns that are on those instructions. And the first, it says your first edging, and there is the pattern. Now, this is that first edging done in 2 colours so that you can see what happens. And that is the same technique as we've seen before with the chains and the circles. But the circles there are in a different colour because that's the shuttle thread, and for the chains it's the ball thread that creates the stitches, and in the rings it's the shuttle thread. So you do exactly the same with that as we've done before. You tie your 2 threads together and then off you go. Now the second design headed another edging, here it is it suggests you work it in a slightly different way, that you just use 1 thread. But not only that, you use the shuttle thread, and so here I've worked it according to the instructions. Now you have to have, it says 50 centimetres of thread, and then you have it round your fingers, which is what I did. Now doing it this way, in other words not joining the threads, means you are limited, the length of your edging is limited by this 50 centimetres of, in effect, ball thread, although it's come from the shuttle. So that's fine, that's a way of doing it, but I think it restricts you. So I always use 2 lots of thread and I tie them together. So I would tie a ball thread to my shuttle thread and then go, because you're going to use more of the ball thread than you are of the shuttle thread, so you can keep going longer before you have to join the threads together. And this is one using the Lacet 10 compared to that Steph Francis. So you can see the difference there, and one of the differences, one ways of creating slightly different sizes using the same patterns is to alter the threads you use. And then the third pattern is a motif. There we are, a motif with joins. So that's this one, which I haven't finished yet, but that's again, this is I've tied the threads together there. So I've used ball thread tied to the shuttle thread, and I wound a full bobbin onto this shuttle. So I got plenty of thread there to finish that motif. If I'd done it as the second edging, I would have had to keep joining in threads, which isn't as good, and it isn't as easy. So that's the end of the videos.